Hey, thanks for joining me. Travis from the Knife Joker. Today coming at you with another new model. This one being the Liong Mah design Hawk. Here it is. Comes in the zipper pouch. Get that Liong Mah design cleaning cloth. Looks like a little card there in the pouch, and also a Velcro badge for you tactical folk. Let's check out the knife. Did have the knife open once before. These usually come sealed from Reate in China. Here it is. This one being the all titanium version. There will be a couple different versions coming out, including the marble carbon fiber version. This being the full titanium version. Just get a good look at the design, the model, the fit and finish of it all. Here's that full titanium version with that sculpted area. There's a flipper tab, titanium backspacer, titanium clip. See that ceramic ball bearing there on the clip? And see, this is a frame lock knife, the steel lock bar insert, little jimping. Let's pop it open. That satin blade with the Reate satin grind, Liong Mah design logo. See, there's titanium pivot screws. That Bowler M390 blade. Once again, the Reate satin edge, or Reate ground edge, the satin grind. Just super precise from Reate. Here's the knife in my left hand. Guess I have a large size hand. There it is there. You see these grinds on the blade. Just a small swedge there. You see the edges of the spine being taken down just so precisely. So there's no sharp edges on the spine at all. See that jimping? It's there, it's not super aggressive in either direction. Liong has been doing that sort of a one-way jimping. Pretty smooth coming back. Going forward on this model, not quite as aggressive as some of the other models that he's produced lately. But I can feel a little traction, if I really push hard going forward, but not tons of traction on the jimping on this model. Just a really precisely ground blade, so it's fun to look at if I don't stop looking at it. Check out that pocket clip a little more. It has this new sort of style of pocket clip. You can see it also here on the field duty, similar style. Also similar, being held on with one screw, so if you want to, carry that in your left pocket or right pocket, you just flip that around. Of course, it's going to be, tip up carry, no tip down carry, but still getting that reversible clip going on now on these titanium knives with the Liong's new style of pocket clip design. Let's see on this back spacer, pretty similar styling to possibly this Liong Mah field duty, and also used it little more pronounced here on the eraser. Kind of similar backspacer on the inside too, and pretty darn cool the way it looks. That centering the blade lays kind of down inside the backspacer there. And of course with the Reate made knife, it just floats right there in the middle. So yeah, it does the same thing here on the eraser, and pretty sure it does it here on the field duty too. So that's some similarities on some of these new Liong Mah design knives. Kind of the pocket clip on a few, maybe the back spacer on a few. Of course he's gonna, take his new design features that really work and use them on more than one knife, kind of giving his whole lineup a similar feel. And I mean, right out the gate, the first thing you notice is how light this is. Not saying that, pulling it out of that pouch, first notice, wow, really light. Of course, sculpted down here on the outside, so I don't think there's any real milling going on the inside. Pretty much hollowed out on the outside here for slim EDC carry. This blade being I believe a 3 1/4 inch blade. Let's just go ahead and get a measurement on it. As you can see, I never do anything in any particular order in my videos here. I just randomly go to thing. Here we go, about 3 1/4 inches here with the layman's measurement on the tape. And I haven't weighed it up. I said, well, gee, it feels light, but what does that mean? I've said that quite a few times, and it doesn't matter what the scale says if it feels light, but from day to day your brain can play tricks on you. So there it is, 3.41 ounces. Sometimes I do it twice like it's gonna change. 3.41 ounces, so it's still 3.41. This model, this full titanium model. Titanium screws. Check out this sort of, well, I can't say completely unique, but definitely a different flipper tab here on the Hawk. Let's just, let's get into the flipper tab really. There it is there. Just one flat spot. Pretty darn easy to use. You can see the tension, the detent, everything about this Hawk is just right from Reate. You just push down on there, it flies right open. Well, I mean, that's what flippers do, but meaning there's the flipper tab on that Hawk. And then just for some comparison, of course, there's tons of flipper tabs. It's not a flipper tab video, but, Reate has done this flipper tab. A lot of people said it was their favorite one because it does give you the light switch. Well, this is a new torrent, or that push button. There's so many flipper tab designs, but, this one being a little more protruding, and another similar one here on the horizon, kind of that, gives you the two method, either push button or light switch. So here's just another old take on a couple Reate flipper tabs. And of course there's the opposite of the Liong Mah SDC, was almost no flipper tab. When you get that open, there's no flipper tab showing down here at all on the SDC. So that's pretty much the two spectrums the flipper tabs from Reate almost. That minimalist SDC flipper tab. But yeah, here's the one on the Hawk is what we're looking at. Just pretty much one way to flip it open, and it just seems to work great. The detent is just perfect. Not completely drop closed, but I do have to say this blade is pretty darn thin. At that hollow ground Bowler M390 blade, and then here it is in my right hand, my large right hand. No choil, but it feels pretty darn good in hand, and actually that sculpted area is pretty cool. So haven't used it yet, haven't carried it in my pocket or anything, just pretty much pulled it out of the pouch, giving you the first impressions of this Reate made knife, this Liong Mah design. It's a little bit of a smaller knife. I mean, it's 3 1/4 inches, but just meaning, you know, Liong had come out with quite a few larger knives, and he was saying, well, kind of his thought process was with the Lanny had been pretty popular, and well, it's a little under, you know, 3 1/2 inches, I believe. So we'll get a side by side here on the Lanny and the Hawk, a little bit side by side. The Lanny getting pretty well known now, I suppose. I mean, I definitely have one on my own. So here's the Hawk and the Lanny side by side with a couple larger fellers just hanging out up top. You see, it's a little bit smaller. It's definitely a little bit lighter. I believe it's even a little bit thinner than the Lanny. Just a little bit. Get another side by side with maybe another brand, some other knives, just to see if this is supposed to be a smaller EDC knife. You know, maybe bring out some real EDC knives. Spyderco Teleca. Excuse me. Right there beside the Teleca, pretty darn close to the same size. You know, the Teleca does have a large handle, so let's try to line that up. I'd say maybe slightly smaller blade, slightly bigger handle on the Teleca. Well, I don't know if it's bigger, because from the tip here, pretty darn close. The Teleca's handle is just barely bigger, the blade's barely smaller. Bring out that Spyderco and Indela just to see if it's close to the Indela, another new model, a Spyderco model. I think the Indela definitely has more handle going on, just barely more blade, so kind of right in between those two. Even a little bit slimmer carry with this Liong Mah model than even the Spyderco's. I don't know. On the Spyderco comparison chart here, we'll go one more. Put the native up there. Another popular model, you know, maybe a model you've handled before. Put it next to the Capara. Just another side by side. I don't know. I was kind of thinking it's maybe in between these two, although still pretty slim and nice with this Hawk. And that's what it was really kind of designed for, that super thin slicer EDC. You know, there's plenty of big beefy blades made and he was kind of shooting for a little bit lighter, a little bit thinner on this one in particular. So overall, just pretty darn thrilled with the way it feels in hand. The lightness of it, the size in my big hand, it feels good, and it looks usable. Just saying, I haven't used it yet. Might be pretty good sharpener's knife, just being a consistent edge. I know a lot of sharpeners don't really want a recurve or a compound grind or anything like that, so should be an easy edge to touch up and sharpen too, I think, you know, when your M390 gets dull on you. I was also thinking it's pretty darn close to the size of this Reate Wave. I don't know if we needed another comparison, but we got one. There it is. It's a completely different knife than the Wave. That Wave has that super thick, flat grind blade. Still M390. Well, still made by Reate. Still titanium. So not completely different, but when you just compare the two, you have the super light slicer and then the beast of the Wave. You pick and choose which you want to go with. So, hope you enjoyed my little look over, my first impressions really of this Liong Mah hawk. And we'll look for the other ones coming out, the marble carbon fiber ones. I believe there might be a micarta version also coming out, so it'll be fun to see, you know, all three side by side possibly. And if you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button. You know, nice to have the subscribers. It's good to get the pop-up when something new comes along. I'll try to keep doing good videos or decent videos. And if you want to see more about these hawk, I did put some new pictures up on theknifejoker.com. Little bit more information there. See you next time.